What's going on, everyone? We are back with another tips and tricks video for Path of Exile 2. Let's just jump into it, but leave a like if you like these tips videos. Make sure you are subscribed if you want to see some more PoE 2 content. Let's go. First one is that if anything has a search bar, make sure that you are utilizing it. So something like a merchant and the search bar down here, if you're looking for specific things, you can put basically anything. You want just rare items, it's in there. If you just want magic items, it's in there. If you want stuff with quality, this doesn't have any, this would come up as well. You want life regen of any kind or any kind of mana regen, you can put it in there. This also works for the passive skill tree. Say you are looking for something like more energy shield, you can put in energy and there's something like that, and it is going to highlight nodes that are going to give you anything with energy shield or having to do with energy shield. You can see I have most of them already because I stack energy shield. But the gist is just make sure you are aware that a lot of things have the search bar, and it can be a very powerful tool for finding specific things that you want. Second is get the salvage bench. It is very important. It helps especially in the beginning. You're going to get this from Act 1. There will be a quest for Renly where you need to find his tools. You go to Ogham Village, travel around until you find there's a hut with his tools in it. Get that for him. It's going to give you the salvage bench, which looks like this. This is in my hideout. You can also find it in town. What this will do is it can break down items with something like sockets or things with quality into things for artificier. I don't give a shit. One of the gems that's going to give you a socket into something, and that's another way that you can utilize the vendors. You can go to cheap vendors, Act 1 vendors, Act 2, and just find stuff with either quality or sockets. You can see that this has 2 sockets. I don't suggest spending 17,000 gold in the beginning just for a couple artificer scraps, but right now for the video I will. You can use a salvage badge, put that down, get some artificers shards. Damn, that's hard to say. But yeah, that's a pretty easy and quick way to get certain things if you don't have a whole lot of currency built up, but you have some extra gold to spend. I would check merchants just in general as they refresh their stock. I know they do on Level Up and probably some other instances, but they have some great items in there. It's always good to have a peek in there to see what they're selling. Next, we have hideouts. Hideouts are very cool. It's somewhere that anyone can go, no matter what level they are, no matter where they are in the campaign. They can go to your hideout, and you can go to yours. So if you have one unlocked already from a cosmetic that you bought or a supporter pack, you can use it. If you need to unlock them, once you get to maps, you're going to find icons like this. That means a hideout. You fully clear this zone, it's going to unlock a hideout once you complete it. To edit the hideout and change what it looks like, you can go to Alva at the end and go to select hideout, and then it's going to show you a list of your hideouts. Or when you go to the waypoint, while you are in a hideout, to change it, you can click the click to travel hideout button on the right here, and it automatically is going to come up with selection. Since you're already in your hideout, it's going to assume, okay, maybe you just want to change what your hideout looks like. Now, to put stuff in your hideout that isn't already in there, you're going to click this arrow down here. It's going to come up like this. You can click edit, and you can click on something and then drag it around and move it to where you want it. If there is something in here that, or if there's something not in here that you want, you can click decorations, go there, click on these drop downs. Say you don't have a stash for whatever reason, even though it should come with a stash. You can click that and you can drop it down in here. It's also another thing with a search bar, so you can come down here and say, salvage bench. You can find that, drag it down there, put it in that way. When you're done, click the unedit button, put the drop down back down, and you're set. Next is make sure you are control clicking, and by that I mean you hold the control key and you click things to put them in your stash. Okay? The same thing for taking them out. You need to take something out, you can control click. Automatically put it there. You don't have to keep, dragging stuff into certain windows. This also works for the trade window. Now for items and stacks that you only want a certain quantity of, you can hold shift and click. Say I only want 8 exalted orbs, I can hold shift and I can click, and it's going to bring up this little slider right here. You can either move the slider to 8, or when you first go in, you can just type 8. Now if you want 12, you hit 1 and 2. If you do it quick enough, if you try and lag behind and say 1, 2, it's just gonna go back and forth like that. You have to do it relatively fast for it to give you the amount. Hit 8, pop it in, control click to put stuff in and out. Another question I get asked a lot is, what stash tabs should I buy if I choose to buy stash tabs? First one you're going to want to buy is a premium stash tab. That allows you to trade, set stuff to public, set certain prices on things, and they will automatically list at the price that you list them at. Whether they're individually priced or you set exact prices on all the items in that exact tab, you just right click on a tab. This isn't public. Make this public, right click it, say I want exact price, I want 5, exalts for this bow. Click OK, that'll automatically be listed and go up on the trade site. So that's the first one you should get, is a premium stash tab. Next, I would suggest the currency tab. This definitely comes in handy for just organizing your currency. The third one, if you're going to buy a third one, I would suggest either the gem tab or the uniques tab. These are very nice to have. Not insanely important, not as important as the premium tab, and not quite as important as the currency tab. But all the tabs are great. If you have some extra points to spend, which some of you do, don't be afraid to spend some of those on some stash tabs. Also, a cheaper way to do it is I think you get 4 stash tabs, just regular ones, at the start of the game. They do offer a thing where you can upgrade one of your existing stash tabs to a premium tab at a discount. Make sure you set your stash tab affinities, and what that means is these little checkboxes down here. It will, if you have it checked, it will put stuff that is related to that exact mechanic in there no matter what tab you are on. So you can see right here I have Delirium checked for my Delirium tab. So if I take this Distilled Envy out, even though I am in stash tab 10, if I control click over, it'll automatically put it back in the tab with the affinity. Again, you do that by right clicking the tab and then just clicking the checkbox. If you go to a more public tab, you're going to see a lot more options. You can have all your uniques, your currency, your gems, your flasks go into certain spots all the time. Just makes it so you aren't clicking around even more to organize your stash tab. If you are struggling on a boss, don't forget about charms. They can be very strong, and they definitely can make the difference in a harder boss fight. So if they have a clear affinity, they make it very clear on their boss name, they will have little icons sometimes that will say the damage type they are or what they are resistant to. But if they're doing a specific damage type, say lightning, you might want to change your charm out for a topaz charm. That will give you more lightning resistance if your lightning isn't capped. This can be very, very, very useful. Now, eventually you can get more charm slots. It is a very rare affix on belts. It'll just say +1 or +2 to slots. There aren't many in trade. I have a feeling they're going to change the drop rate on that mod. I have never seen a belt after playing for 100+ hours now with the slot plus the slot affix, but people are always curious, how do you get more slots in your belts? It is just a flat affix that you can get on your belt. The next thing is, make sure you are checking and changing some of your settings to your preferences. Hit escape, go to options, go to things like interface. There's a lot of really useful things in here. You can change your map transparency. If you're having a hard time seeing your overlay, if you're using the overlay, you can make it bigger. You can zoom it in like this if you're getting old like I am. So you can have, a little bit clearer path. Maybe not that big. But yeah, another big one is the mouse cursor. You can go down here. Visibility of your mouse cursor when things get really hectic can be incredibly important. It can be insanely annoying to lose where your mouse is if there's a lot of shit going on. I like to change mine to a very bright color, and I do enjoy the color pink. Yes, I am a grown-ass man, and I appreciate the color pink.
Big whoop, wanna fight about it?
But you can change the size of it to very large. If you really want to make sure you know where your mouse is all the time, I like mine medium and a bright color. But just in general, there is a ton of great options. A lot of customizability in PoE 2 and PoE 1 for that matter, so make sure you are checking this and changing things around. Another cool thing about PoE games is that they have loot filters. PoE 1 obviously has a much more extensive, customizable ones right now, because there are websites where you can literally go in and just drag and drop certain filters so it highlights certain items that are on the ground. If you just want a general one that highlights certain specific things and makes a sound, when they drop like Exalt Orbs, Divine Orbs, or the more, expensive currency they're going to want to pick up. This is how you can install a light version of the filter that hides nothing, but will highlight the items, because some of them will just flat out not show you some items, just simply to get rid of all the trash that's on the ground. So when something drops, you don't even look at it, because you can't even see it. How you would do that, and the one I use is NeverSink's light filter. That is the one that is out right now. There might be a more extensive one out, either right now or in the future. I have not looked. But when you go to game, you will see this item filter tab. You go to open your filter file, and it is going to open where your filters are. Now, flashbang warning. You can go, I will put this link in there to this filter. The NeverSink PoE2 light filter. Click source code zip. That is going to download. When you download that, it is going to look like this. You can open it, take the NeverSink's light.filter, and you can just drag and drop it into the filter that opened when you clicked this folder right here. Then when you do that, click refresh, and it will be in the dropdown. You can click it, hit save, and you will notice that now items are more highlighted that are important, and they will also make a sound depending on the rarity of them. I'll put description in the light filter in the description. I will put the link to the filter in the description. I just woke up like 10 minutes ago. Cut me some slack. Last thing I want to talk about, I kind of want to start maybe a small movement here, because I saw a creator say, Cassie, that you should, when you trade, you should just go down and spam the whisper button while you trade. So say you want just a general bow. Should probably put that in item category. Who would have thought bows don't actually have bow in their main name? You want to go through and just click direct whisper on every, just 10 things at once and just accept the trade. I hate that crap. I think we should start where when you hit a direct whisper, you get 5 seconds for the person to respond. So you click direct whisper, you wait 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Click the next one. Wait 5 seconds. Give them a little bit to respond. After 5 seconds, that's it. If I get someone else and you invite me to a party for a trade, it's too late. But at least give people 5 seconds. Don't just mass spam. So annoying when you're in a map, someone spams you for a request, and I hit invite to party, and then I just sit there hovering my portal button just to see if they accept for 5 seconds, and then they don't. It's okay. Someone that just mass spammed a bunch of people and just randomly took one. Super annoying. Can we give people at least 3 seconds to respond to a trade request? There is pause in this game, so it's not that hard to pause the game to see what you're doing and then do a trade request. So yeah, let's get that going. And that's all the tips for today, guys. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Make sure you leave a comment below, maybe what you're thinking about the game, any tips you have that I may not have talked about in the last couple videos. If this is your first tips video, I also put out a first one that you're going to want to check out as well. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure you get followed over on twitch.tv, which says Safe on Talk. Please, please, please come hang out with me. I answer any questions that you may have and that I know the answers to. I'll never get mad if you ask a question that has been asked before, or how basic or noobish the question is. I don't give a shit. Just ask me. That's what I'm here for. If you don't have any questions, just come and hang out. Come and talk about PoE. Come talk about your day. Doesn't matter to me. But make sure you join the Discord too. Links are in the description. We're a nice, generally small community of people that just love talking PoE and finding that fat loot. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.